on the Texas A&M Sports Network from Learfield. Live from Rudy's Barbecue on Harvey Road in College Station. Welcome to the Aggie Diamond Hour with Michael Earley and Trisha Ford. Brought to you by 44 Farms, the official beef of Texas A&M Athletics. And by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Visit rudys.com to find real Texas barbecue near you. Here's the voice of the Aggies, Andrew Monaco.
Howdy. Welcome to another edition, Aggie Diamond Hour. Bottom of the hour, third-ranked Texas A&M softball. Trisha Ford, Matt Simon. And we get things started with Aggie baseball and head coach Michael Earley on a 3-game winning streak. Let's see, the last run rule yesterday, run rule game 2, run rule last Tuesday. Yeah. This is fun.
It means we won, so I'll take them however we can get them.
That's exactly right. This has been a great run of offense, defense, clean. And I said this to you yesterday before we got started, before that game, that you had said time and time again, this team is going to hit. And it led me to another word that you use an awful lot, Michael, and that is belief. And that's a big word, not just in baseball, but in sports, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a big word in general. I mean, it's the power of belief is a very, very powerful thing, but you have to truly believe it, and you have to have a group of people, whatever organization you're in, that have that same belief and share it, and they fight for it every single day. And what are you willing to do to have that belief? And I feel like we have that, right? We just have not the things you mentioned, pitching, hitting, defense. We haven't had those together consistently, and that's our fault, my fault. But we never stop believing. We never stop working. And I think you can see that, especially how you – I think it just shows the character of a team, right? After a game like Friday where you get no hit and you don't score and you come out and do what you did and then answer again on Tuesday, you got to believe I don't know if we're trending in the right direction, but I think we're in a really, really good spot right now.
We talked about how Tuesday was a run rule against UIW 2 Tuesdays ago with that. And then you even extended it more. There were a lot of good things that you saw in that Kentucky series as well, didn't you?
Kentucky, and then it was Corpus Christi before. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think since then we've been playing really, really good baseball. And that's all you can ask for, right? And it's playing complete game, playing 9 innings. Again, it's not the 9th. It's the entire game. And we've been doing that. I mean, the Tennessee on Friday, I feel like with where we're at was an anomaly, I got to believe. Like, they had a really, really good pitcher on the mound. And we just didn't produce in a tough environment, but we bounced back and we did what we were supposed to do the next day.
It was almost fortunate to play that doubleheader on Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
they're long days. I get it.
It's a long day, but it's definitely can play into your favor, especially against a team like that with a really strong pitching staff, not able to use guys really twice in a day. So I mean, they made a move with their best reliever in the first game when they were down. They brought him in, mm-hmm. and what we did well is we kept them down and we extended the lead, extended his pitch count, and then he was not able to come in. Now they have some other guys that were just as good. But, yeah, there's some definite strategy in a doubleheader and how you want to use pitchers. They made their move, and, we kind of countered it by keeping the lead and extending the lead and keeping that guy in the game, and he was not available for the next game.
Will you explain what you told me yesterday and how Miles Patton pitches game 2? But that's not a Sunday start for Miles. You were very impressed in how he was able to handle all of that.
Yeah, if you know Miles, like I told you, he's like a lot of our pitchers, really, really process-oriented. Like, he knows everything he puts in his body. He knows everything he's doing every minute of the day. But he's a competitor first. Mm-hmm. So that was a massive change for him to find out Friday, hey, you're not pitching Sunday, you're pitching tomorrow. Like, that really changed a lot of what he does leading up to the game. No excuse, just took the ball, was a competitor, and pitched his tail off. So that was why it might not look as impressive as it is. It really, really is, because it's not an easy thing to do.
Weston Moss was outstanding again, was he not?
Yes. I mean, continues. He's got elite stuff. And he was a guy, I mean, I said earlier, like, he pushed for that third starting spot. Mm-hmm. He really did. Like, it was a tough decision. And with how, those guys have been throwing, there wasn't a decision to be made. And then how he's done in the bullpen and his role is just a real luxury for us, left or right-handed batters. He can get them both out.
He's really seemed to find his rhythm there on the mound as well. And it's something to see. And it seems like it's more than just last year. The changeup was the out pitch. He seems to have way more in the repertoire now.
Yeah, I mean, sliders really come along. Changeup's actually gotten better. Fastball velo's picked up. It's just natural progression. He's probably 15, 25 pounds heavier, stronger, confident, as you can see when he pitches. So he's done everything we could ask for of him.
Caden Sorrell in the lineup. It really means more than just one spot in the lineup, doesn't it, with him being back?
It does, especially being a left-handed hitter. Like I said, it spaces out the lineup when you like to go left-right so they can't match up against you. And he's just an elite talent. I mean, as you can see, you saw it last year, but if you know in like the scouting community and how we see it, like that's what a first-round baseball player looks like when they swing the bat.
Yes.
Now, we'll see how it works out for him. I think he's got a good shot to do that, but you can just see just the level of compete, and it's one of those. I don't know why a left-handed swing looks better than a right-handed swing, but he has got one of those sweet, strong left-handed strokes that when he connects, it looks really, really good.
What you have seen from him from day one coming in to where he is now, like he struggled a little bit, and I think you always in this game you're going to struggle. Figured it out on the biggest stage when it's bright, came through. He doesn't even look like the same player from and last year was very impressive. To do that as a freshman in the SEC says an awful lot. And then to take that next step, get stronger, and become even more of an impact player says an awful lot about, like you said, it's a first-round talent that we're watching.
Yeah, now his progression, I mean, just going back even further, and I use this as an example with a freshman today, his last fall game, his freshman year against Houston, he struck out 5 times and looked not good at all.
Yeah.
Fast forward to, I believe it was March 16th or 17th against Florida. He's facing their closer, Neely, blows him away with 3 straight fastballs. Fast forward to the College World Series, he faces that same guy in the World Series, hits a homer off him on the same pitch, and he just continues to get better. And it's not only elite skills, but like this guy, when he steps in the box, he steps in with a plan, but he steps in with bad intentions. And real similar, like he has that same look like Braden Montgomery had, like, I'm going to do damage on you no matter what you throw to me. And, every now and then it'll get you in trouble.
Sure.
But for the most part, it's not just, hey, I'm going to smash you. It's like I have a plan, and this is how I'm going to do it.
I thought it was exciting to watch him slide yesterday because that's one more progression to him getting closer to 100%, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And we're taking it real easy with him. He can move better than he's moving in the game, but he is following my instructions very, very close. He hit a double yesterday, and it looked like he was walking. It's like, hey, man, if you have to slide, you don't go, even though he did.
Yeah.
But just trying to be overly cautious with him just because you can see how valuable his bat is for us in the lineup.
You have him at 4. That guy behind him, Bear Harrison, is on some heater right now, is he not?
Yeah, Bear's, as you can see, a special talent. And then it just took him a little bit early on to get going, but a guy, again, in the catcher position, there's not a lot of guys in the country better than him. I mean, it just doesn't – his size, his arm strength, how he's catching – is a part you can't really see. Like with a good catcher, you don't always notice, right? You don't want to notice him.
Right.
They run, he throws them out. Huge play he had against Tennessee, and something we haven't been doing well in the past is weathering the storm when a team starts to get momentum. So we're up 4-0. They end up getting 2 runs that inning, which is okay. First and third play, they try to steal. We'll take our out. Bear threw the guy out easy, gave him the run, 2 outs. We get out of the inning 4-2. And then how he's swinging the bat is really, really impressive. And again, adding him to the lineup as a righty, again, lengthens out the lineup, and his at-bats have been incredible. Not only the home runs are great, but just the at-bats in general, laying off pitches he shouldn't swing at. He's doing more than we can ask of him.
In that lineup, and he showed his versatility, and we should have known because we saw it at Rice. But Ben Royo at second, I thought defensively in that doubleheader was outstanding. Yes. We saw him play a little bit of third yesterday. And his bat, such a key pickup for Texas A&M, wasn't he?
He was, and it was funny how we got him. He, we're in the portal, and you're trying to build depth, and you're just looking at your roster like we need more infielders. And kind of picking through and looking for guys. And Caleb knew about Ben, and he had happened to be playing in the California Summer League. I call him, and he just happens to be home visiting his parents for 3 days. So he drives from Corpus Christi to A&M for the day, commits that day, and he's been awesome. He's a natural shortstop. He's been a shortstop his whole life. He's really, really skilled over there and has the ability to play. I think I could put him in the outfield and he would be fine. So just a really smooth infielder that, and like I tell people, this is not a guy who's, just a role type of players playing above his head. He has real skills. He can run, he can throw, he has power. For him, it's about being consistent and putting it all together. So when he does it right, it's an elite level player. He had some struggles last year, but I think he's grown mentally, more mature, and gotten stronger since he's been here. And he's doing really good for us. Because
he had a dynamite season his freshman year at Rice. He hurt us a couple of years ago.
He hit a home run off Oshendijk.
Yes, he did.
Which is there's only
not a lot of people have done that.
I think 6 people that can say that on the planet. So.
Yeah. So it's great to have him. And you talk about the versatility. I mean, that's Sawyer Farr in left field, right? How can that's what I always like. It's not. I guess it's kind of selfish, I want to be in the lineup, but where do you need me? Right? That's Sawyer Farr. Where you need me, I'm going to go play there.
Yeah, and he's been great from the first day, and especially as a freshman, but in general, everyone wants to play a spot when they come in, but when you get here, you just want to be in the lineup. And Sawyer's an infielder. He's going to be an infielder here. He's probably a future shortstop here. That's the plan for him, but he had a little bit of struggles at second base. I think the position was new to him, and Ben, took that job. And Sawyer was like, "Hey, we're like, play left?" He's like, "Absolutely." Yeah. And he's done a really good job defensively out there. And I think he struggled at the plate, but he had a really good practice today. And just have really high belief in him. And I think you're going to see him start to have better at-bats and make more of a contribution offensively.
A guy like that, if you're watching the team from last year, well, there's Gavin Grahovac, and then you get in Omaha, and we've got to put Gavin in left field, and Gavin goes right there, and everyone's like, because I've played the outfield before. They've done all of that. Once again, make you write his name in the lineup, right? Those types of things.
Be a baseball player. Yeah. And I think it's the higher you get up, you maybe overthink it. But when you're playing travel ball, you're playing little league, you're playing high school, and coach says go play this position, you just go do it. You just go do it, and you don't make it a thing. I think once you start to overthink it, like anything in life or any sport, it starts to become a thing. Just go play. Yeah. Just go play. Don't try to do too much. Catch the ball when it's hit at you, pick it up, throw it in. And just play your spot. No Superman plays, and you'll be fine.
Is that the type of player TK is? Terrence Keel II?
For sure, absolutely. And I think TK, you can put him any outfield spot. And in the fall, so in high school when I saw him play, he played outfield, but I saw him play some second base. And while you won't see it this year, in the future, I do believe at some point you'll see TK play some second base. Not only for us, but for his career. I think he's a guy that, hey, if we got another outfielder that's pretty good, maybe he hits left-handed, we can put him in center, put TK at second. But TK is one of those guys, it's like I feel like he could figure out any position. He just goes and plays.
You can't teach that athleticism.
No.
You either have it or you don't.
He didn't play the outfield at all, really, in the
Really?
fall. I guess I was – just how the team worked out, and just for scrimmage purposes, he needed to play second. And then, we have a fall game where Jace is out, and you put TK out there. It's completely fine.
It's amazing. We haven't talked since in between shows, but Jace gets the home run record, the all-time. You had to be so proud.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it was weighing on him a little bit because it's not only the record, but it's having that record here in this place. Means a lot to all of us, and I know it definitely means a lot to Jace, and it's something that's really cool. And I don't know if I hope it holds for a long time because maybe we got some.
You want someone to eclipse it?
Maybe they'll just tie it. That would be good.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, what a special thing. What we believe is the best place to play college baseball in the country, and the best university to go to school, and all the things that encompass being a part of Texas A&M as a whole. You get a little bit of a part of it, and you get your name, etched in the history books. So, I mean, awesome for him.
And I love how Dalen Holt is like, have it, young fella.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet him. His son came to a camp, and what a nice guy.
Absolutely.
Nice guy, and was clearly cheering for Jace to break the record. He had it for a long time and kind of passing the torch. I believe he still has a single season.
He has a single season of 34.
Yeah, he's holding on to that. So,
yes, he is.
That's a tough one.
Coming up, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, South Carolina. If you can talk about this one's special to you, right? This is the Turn It Gold series.
Yeah,
for
it's really, really, I think special to a lot of people when you bring up something like that. We had a kid in my son's class, Mark Massey, passed away this last November, brain cancer, and just kind of something like that affects someone, cancer in any sort of way, someone, and that's probably the closest it's ever hit to my household. While it was not my family, it was one of my son's really good friends. So it was tough seeing him go through that, tough seeing obviously the family go through it, and yeah, it's just something I'm really passionate about, along with a lot of other people, and I'm glad that us as a baseball program can be a part of it and promote awareness or trying to find cures or anything we can do. For me, it's it doesn't hit as close to you until something hits close to you.
It's hard as a dad.
Yeah, and I even try not to get emotional talking about it, but it's it's really important, and it's something that's way bigger than baseball, way bigger than a lot of things in life. So I'm just glad that they're at Texas A&M, and it's something we can help promote. And I hope it'll, as long as I'm here, and I'm sure it'll always be here. But it's something that I want to be a part of this university and this program. Very
cool thing, because I know Coach G does it in the fall as well with soccer.
Yeah,
I love that there's that awareness. As well.
It's just really important. I think it's important to a lot of people. It's important to me, and I think it's a way to step back and be like, look, there's way more important things in life, and I mean, it's I could go on. I don't want to. It's I'm just super, super grateful to be a part of it and help promote it.
One more cool thing, that when Bucky McMillan was introduced on Monday at Reed Arena, you were right there.
Yeah.
No surprise that a basketball guy.
Yeah. No, it was.
See the new head coach.
It was really, really cool to hear him talk. He got me fired up. I liked what he said about his style of play, and he said something that really kind of resonated with me, and I think from a coaching perspective, he says, people don't differ in wanting to win or lose. Everybody wants to win and not lose. He said where people differ is what you're willing to do to get there. And I was like, he got me like, oh, I want to stand up and be like, heck yeah, dude. And just excited to see what he does with the basketball program.
Yeah.
I know they made light of the fact that he's got one player, which is actually true.
Christopher McDermott was there.
Yeah. So good for Christopher.
He would like to have that other guy on the other side, Henry Coleman III.
That's right.
But he's
I
out
think
of
we all
eligibility.
would, right? Yeah. A lot of those
Absolutely.
guys. They were what an exciting team to watch too.
Yeah.
And they were all older. You knew what was happening with them leaving, and then coach deciding to go somewhere else, and then getting Bucky. It just seems like a really energetic guy, and I'm excited to see his style of play.
What is it like to be on that stage like Bucky was, because you were, and then have not just Trev Alberts but also General Welsh introducing you?
It's really cool. I know exactly. I could just see you're just leading up to the job. You didn't just get it. Like, there's a lot that goes into it before, like not a lot of sleep, and I could kind of relate to him in that aspect. And then Trev Alberts, who's just been, to me, amazing since he's been here and the things he's done. But General Welsh, when he's one, like I've said it before, when that guy speaks, you listen. Like, he just very, I don't want to say commanding, but just like, he's just such a respectable figure.
Yes.
Like, just you just really believe in him when he talks, and believe in the direction he's going and the things he's doing. So yeah, it's an honor to speak to that guy and have him speak about you and be able to just sit in the same room with him.
Very cool. Very cool. Michael, thank you. Bear Harrison comes up next. I want to tell you that the 12th Man Foundation is the official fundraising organization and ticket provider for Texas A&M Athletics. Support a 75-year legacy and help shape the future of Aggie Athletics by donating today at 12thmanfoundation.com. More of the Aggie Diamond Hour when we return. This is Aggie Baseball from Learfield. When you need a new roof or just have a pesky leak, you want to call on the winning team at Schulte Roofing, home of the Bulletproof Roof Guarantee. Get the best. Visit SchulteRoofing.com. We continue. Aggie Diamond Hour from Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. He is Kevin Menchow. Dawson Brown is the producer back in our Learfield studios. And Kevin and I are going to have to pay for food between now and August. The next time that we're going to have a show here, that will be Aggie Football Hour with Mike Elko. So, I think I'm just going to order everything and then just store it in the fridge. He is Bear Harrison, catcher fighting Texas Aggies. I would say that you are red hot, but that might be an understatement at the moment. Howdy, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good to be here.
Great to have you here.
Thank you.
I just learned, I did not know Coach Ford went to St. Mary's.
We just met and we talked about it. That's
the St. Mary's connection, Coach.
It's crazy. It is a big connection. It's a small world, though. Bay Area girl and Bay Area kid, so it's crazy.
Yeah. How about that?
That is
with
insane.
a ton of exposure to baseball in that area and with your family, correct?
Yes, correct. My brother, he's in AAA right now, but he's been up and down in the majors with the San Francisco Giants. So, yeah, we're baseball family for sure.
A's fan, Giants fan?
I used to be an A's fan until they kind of traded away everybody. And plus my brother was on the Giants, so I got to go with the Giants.
Gotcha.
I'm a Giants fan right now. And they're hot right now, too. They're playing good baseball.
The nickname Barry Bonds, really? B-E-A-R-Y, Bonds?
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but I think it's because I got the toe tap going down right now. I got the toe tap and West Coast guy, Giants fan. So Barry Bonds, it's a good guy to be compared to.
It's a great guy to be compared with. It's funny, every time Michael and I talk, whoever's catching, you or Jacob, he's always very quick to whatever you guys are doing offensively. But he always brings up the receiving part of it. And I'll use a line from a former football coach who used to be here. It's not a problem until it's a problem. The beauty is you and Jacob. It hasn't been a problem. How do you like catching this staff?
Yeah, no, this staff makes it a lot easier on me. We have elite arms, and it just makes it a lot easier when you're back there. You don't want to go noticed when you're catching. And defense is first when you're a catcher. The offense is just a secondary weapon. So, yeah, it's been a blast catching these really good arms that are going to be professionals one day. So it's been awesome.
You mentioned something about you love to catch left-handers. Why?
I don't know. Just something about seeing it from the left side. My brother's lefty. I grew up catching him, playing catch all the time. And something about it is just a little easier on me for some reason. But, yeah, I don't mind catching righties either. But something about the lefties, it makes sense since we have three lefties. I've been used to catching those guys for the majority of the games.
One of the real cool additions to this staff has been Troy Claunch.
Yes.
How much has he helped you?
He's been huge. He's a Bay Area guy as well. Yeah, but he's been tough on me, but he's also been really great. I've learned a lot. I've gotten so much better from the defensive side of things from him. He has so much just knowledge about the game at such a young age. He's going to be such a good coach for a great time, for as long as I'm going to be alive. So, yeah, he's awesome, and he's a great addition to this coaching staff.
Can you talk about what it's like? You've got to get that rapport, and you can't just snap a finger and say, oh, yeah, I know how to catch Ryan Prager. I know how to catch Justin Lane. I know how to catch Miles Patton. I'm just talking about the starters. Does that come through the fall as well as the run-up to the season, and are you still learning in season?
Yeah, I'm definitely still learning in season, but it definitely comes from all the work that we put in the fall for sure. Just getting to know everybody, every single pitcher, not even just the three starters, but you got to know every single arm because they can get pulled in any time during the game. So you got to know, what pitcher has this, everybody throws a different fastball, everybody throws a different off speed. So you got to know what's coming and got to be prepared for that. So yeah, being prepared from the fall and early spring for sure.
How much of catching is also being a psychologist with who's on the mound?
Yeah, for sure. You got to be your pitcher's best friend and got to be an advocate for him up there. So I think that's probably about 80% of it because if they're not doing good, you're not doing good either. So it's a great reflection of the pitching and catching. It's different than most positions in any sport.
Do you learn how to talk to the pitcher? Are there some that you can be, what I say, a little meaner with, and there's some that you have to have maybe be a little softer, but you still have to get your point across?
Yeah, for sure. That's actually funny you bring that up because during the fall we talk about that a lot with all the catchers and Troy and even JK, our pitching coach, that there's different guys and everybody has different, emotions on the mound. Some guys like Weston Moss, you can see him out there. He's really confident, so you got to be like all rowdy with him. Mm-hmm. I try and match his energy out there. And there's some other guys that maybe are a little softer up there. You got to be a little like, hey, like this can be all right. You're gonna do this. But then some guys you got to be a little bit more like tough and be like, hey, let's go. Mm-hmm. Like be a little bit more cordial with them. So the emotions definitely play a factor into it.
Is there a reason why you shake hands with the umpire before the game?
Yeah, you got to create a good bond with the umpire because you're working with him the whole game. You got to see what he likes, and you want him to be on your side for the most part. Most of the times it's not. It's going to be an equal game, but you want to get the edge whenever you can. So, yeah, just create a good rapport with the umpire helps a lot during the game, I feel like. And you want another name if you want to ask him a question or something.
Make sure that you also protect him from getting hit.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm protecting him the whole game, so, yeah, you got to be nice to him.
How much does receiving help you as a hitter?
I think it helps quite a bit, actually, just seeing the pitches and where they're going to end up. I think it helps my eye at the plate, for sure.
Is it easier? I shouldn't say easier may not be the right word, because I get myself in trouble when I do this with football, when I talk about the offense playing the defense and the iron sharpens iron, right? And I say it should be easier on a Saturday. It's SEC baseball. But are you very glad at a certain point of the season you're not facing this Aggie pitching staff and it's somebody else?
Yeah, I faced it all in the fall, so I think I've seen enough from them. But, yeah, it was tough in the fall. I didn't get many hits, honestly. We have really good pitching up. But it prepared me a lot for this season.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
you know
sure.
what I mean? But if you have to face all those guys,
yeah,
are you really going to see anything different?
No, you want to face guys that are better than you, if not just as good as you. So, especially going to SEC play, we've been facing really good arms as well. So, it kind of ends up being normal when you face really good, talented arms because they're all over the place in the SEC.
Here we go. Explain the golden putter.
It wasn't my idea, but it's working, and we're not going to get rid of it for sure. It's just a cool celebration that we do after we hit a home run, and I enjoy it. It's a nice little easy putt. I'm not very good at golf, but my short game is pretty good. So,
it's funny, Bear, because every team has an identity. So whether it was Pringles in the past, whether it was the whammy wagon in the past, whether it was the dunk, that's special for that team. This becomes special for this team, does it not?
Yeah, no, it does for sure. I think we're a little late to it, but every team is different, and every team does some things differently, and I think some things get us going, and I think the golden putter makes people want to hit home runs maybe more because we've been seeing more balls going over the fence lately, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, we certainly have. There's 11 in a doubleheader,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised that Hayden was in the middle of it?
Because he's the 12th man. He's the leader of our team. He's the vocal guy, and when we're down or when we're up, he's always the guy that's going to be there for us. And yeah, he's an awesome teammate. Whether he's in the lineup or not, he's the same person. When he's doing bad or when he's doing good, he's just the same person. So he's a great guy to have in the locker room and on the field. He's just a pleasure.
It is a sport where you do face adversity, and it is no fun. But when you change your demeanor where wins and losses determine how you are, that's never a good sign for a team. And that's the one thing about this. Yes, I get the struggles that have been here, but the demeanor of the team, and at no point, Bear, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, has the joy for one another ever been lost. And that's what I like about Golden Putter, is that joy for one another.
No, the joy has never been lost. I think we all understand how hard this game of baseball really is. And, you know, you can be going through ups and downs, but I think if you stay the course and don't get too low or too high, I think the baseball gods will help you in the end of it. So if you just keep your head down and keep going and keep working, showing up every day and doing your job, I think it should work out for you. So that's what we've been going by. It
comes with respecting the game, doesn't it? The game itself.
Yeah.
Because you will get rewarded.
Yeah, if you don't respect the game, it's not going to respect you.
No.
So, yeah, I'm a big believer in baseball gods and that they'll pay you at some point. So, for sure, yeah.
Can I tell you look great in maroon?
Thank you, yeah.
How's everything been here at A&M for you? How's the adjustment been?
I mean, it's everything I thought it would be when I first committed
really?
here. I love it. Just College Station, the 12th man, everybody's so supportive of one another. Yeah, I couldn't ask for any better place, and this place is awesome. I fell in love with it since I've stepped foot here.
How is it to hear that ball 5 chant, and do you ever feel a little bit sorry for the other pitcher or no?
Yeah, I do feel bad sometimes, especially like when it's right off the bat in the first inning. Especially yesterday in an away game, we got the ball 5 chants going. I mean, that just shows you the 12th man right there, traveling to the Sam Houston midweek game. It's impressive.
That was absolutely awesome. Bear, thank you for this time. Absolutely appreciate it. Wishing you the best here. So glad that you are an Aggie.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
He is Bear Harrison. When we come back to the Aggie Diamond Hour, it is Trisha Ford, and she's the head coach of the 3rd-ranked Aggie softball team. She and Matt Simon. And I'm not going to leave Matt the Rudy's read. He's going to read it. It may not be the one that we're reading this year, but it's going to be a Rudy's read. That's when we continue. It's the Aggie Diamond Hour, and this is Aggie baseball and softball from Learfield.
Madame Paletta Tequila serves up smooth flavor, 100% premium blue agave infused with tamarind, pineapple, or grapefruit. Perfect for your tailgates, toasts, and the 12th man. Find your closest retailer at MadamePalettaTequila.com. Proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by Jobu Beverages, Dobbs Ferry, New York. Welcome back. It is the Aggie Diamond Hour at Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road here in College Station. I want to thank Andrew, Coach Earley, and Bear Harrison for their time on the first half. And now on the back half here, your Fighting Texas Aggie softball team. We're joined by our head coach, Trisha Ford. Thanks for coming to hang out. It's just a game week, right?
Yeah. Excited to be here. Yeah.
34-5 on the season so far, 8-3 in SEC play. I asked you this last show. It just seems like you guys are being very business-like this year. I know, wins will come, hopefully a lot more than losses. The losses will drop in here and there. But overall, I got to think you're super pleased with the sort of consistency that you'll be playing with this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we made some improvements through the portal in the off season, and then some of our, obviously, sophomores are now juniors, and juniors are seniors, so, and we've had some freshmen step up. So, yes, I think that's been good, and we still have a long ways to go, though.
It is a very long. It's funny, it's not a lot of games, but it is a lot of games. I think there's 16 regular season games left, and it's funny, maybe because we're so infused in it, I always feel like we're still flying under the radar nationally, and it's funny to say that when you're number 3 in the nation, but Oklahoma's on TV tonight. Everybody talks about the Sooners. They're talking about, Texas at number 1, the SEC, the strength of the league. Do you kind of feel, I know you're kind of in tunnel vision, you're just coaching, but do you feel kind of like the Aggies are just kind of just taking care of business and just moving along?
Yeah, and that's how I like it, honestly. I just want to put our heads down and go to work. I don't really listen to all the noise. I don't look at the polls. I look at how are we going to beat LSU this weekend, and that's really where all of my energy and focus goes to, because it really doesn't matter, honestly. We have to beat LSU this weekend. So that's where my energy goes, and this, I'm fully engulfed in how to do that.
I thought it was a neat sort of outside perspective with Amanda Scarborough calling the games this last weekend. We were in Athens with Amanda and her team, and she talked about she knows the Aggies backwards and forwards, but the producer and some of the people that pop in for a game or so, they're looking at the Aggies and they're like, man, they don't really, nothing stands out about them statistically, but and they meant it as a compliment. I mean, that your team is like that, right? You don't have to be really great in one area to have success.
Yeah, I think that's what makes us so difficult is we are very, we do a good job in a lot of different areas. So pitching has been solid, our defense has been solid, our offense has been solid, our home runs, and so you just start to stack all of those together, and that's why, we've been able to win games in a lot of different ways, I think, this year. So I think there's good and bad. I think, I think offensively this last probably 2 weeks we have just really stepped it up. So I'm hoping that we take that into this next weekend. The pitching coach always wants lots of runs scored. So that's what I told Coach Harger.
The first week I think I was around you guys, all you said was you asked him for 7 or 8 runs a game. It's not too much to ask.
I feel like that's not hard. Yeah.
No, I feel like he should be able to handle that.
Yeah, and he tells me to throw shutouts. So.
And then that keeps it.
And we,
just a snapshot on the team. We told you the Aggies are 34-5. They're in 3rd place in the SEC, half game behind Oklahoma, who's on TV as we speak right now, and then they're a game and a half out of 1st right now. A&M currently the number 1 team in the RPI. That came out on Monday. It's great. It doesn't mean a whole lot right now, but what I did want to ask you about is you look at your strength of schedule, it's 10th in the country. Your non-conference strength of schedule is 13th. We are softball nerds. We notice this stuff. If you folks remember LMU, who came to Davis Diamond last week, they went on the road on Monday and beat number 5 Oregon. So all of those games sort of add up there. How much do you think, and it's funny to ask you this halfway through conference season, but how much did the non-conference battles, Florida State's and LM, all those teams, how much did that really help you guys through this season?
Yeah, I think it just prepped us. It prepped us for kind of this next step of I wanted this, Coach Harger and I sat down, we wanted this whole year just to be hard. And so that you just didn't really get too high or too low because we knew that this season, we had a chance to make a run for things. So you want them to just, feel like every weekend they had to work extremely hard in order to get wins. And, what your hope is that as you get going and you get into conference play, you kind of just approach it very professionally, right? Like it's our next weekend. This is what we need to do. This is our game plan. Let's go out and get after it.
Yeah, and you coming from the Pac, RIP, but at the time the Pac was, you could argue, was better than the SEC in softball. So you as coaches, I suspect, were able to really, embrace that iron sharpens iron type mentality week in, week out. It's wild how tough it is, isn't it?
Yes. It's funny. I was thinking about that today, like getting ready for just games. Like it doesn't really faze you anymore. Like you just kind of like, oh, well, it is what it is. Like we're prepared. Let's get after it. I think that's how your players also are, take these games. When you've played, a number one RPI schedule, a top 10 strength of schedule, like nothing really phases you, right? It's just go out there. We know we can hang with anybody, and let's get after it and let's get a win.
Let's look back at last weekend against Georgia. Obviously, you only get 2 games in because of the weather, but you play a doubleheader, and that can always be a gamble. It could go really well or it could go really poorly, and obviously went really well for the Aggies. But overall, that first game, Georgia opens the door a little bit with that throwing error, and then you jump on them for 5 runs, and Emily throws a shutout. And then in the second game, all that stuff goes on in the first inning. Tony Baldwin gets thrown out. They jump on you, but your team stays steady. It felt to me, at least from upstairs, that you saw a lot of different scenarios, and they handled all of them just really kind of even-keeled, didn't they?
Yeah, I think Lefty's starting to find her rhythm, which I'm excited about. Obviously, we've decreased her innings in preseason on purpose so that she's ready to go for conference play and, postseason. So I think that's been hopefully it works out well. I don't know. You guys will tell me at the end of the year. So, and then, obviously the second game, we just, we didn't execute when we needed to execute. And I said this a couple times this week. I went out and KP looked at me and she's like, "We're all right, coach. Like, they're not holding us to 4 runs." And I was like, "All right, sister, like I'm holding you to it." So, but they really are very confident in each other, very confident in the whole lineup. It's not just the top of the lineup or the middle or the bottom. They have each other's back. So they've had a unique energy. So we've had really good energy all year, and then this last kind of week or two today, it kind of continued into practice. They were cracking me up. Their energy is like they're in a good place.
And that's Georgia, I think, is a perfect example of what this league's all about. If you look at their record, you could see 4-8 or now 4-10, and you're just like, oh, they're not very good. Well, actually,
they're pretty good.
They're pretty good, and if they go on a little bit of a heater at the end, they could end up hosting a. I mean, that's what you have to deal with week in and week out, and it really. I can't see it you being better prepared for postseason than going through this league, right?
Oh, yeah. I 100% agree. I think, nobody's going to make you – and I didn't think last year anybody scared us, honestly. We went into that place and, gave them a fight, and I think a fight for their life, and obviously we came up short. So this year, that chip is on our shoulder. I have maybe reminded our team, I don't know, about 1,900 times this week that we got swept at LSU last year. So we owe them big time. So I'm looking for us to be really focused. I always talk about this. I can always find something to be angry about, or make sure we have a chip on our shoulder. Like I find things. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So no, we know this
yes,
for sure.
Yeah.
Just one quick one before the break about you talk about the team having each other's backs and whatever. I thought this weekend was a great example of how excited they were for their teammates when. KK Dement just got lit on fire and just went off. And just watching the players celebrate her, and then Allie Enright delivering the big home run that was a really critical hit in the game. And the team, even the kids that have been fine this year, but they haven't had all the accolade-type results. So it seems like everybody is just genuinely thrilled for their teammates.
Yeah, and that's been something that's been very purposeful on our end. We brought Victor Pisano on board to kind of talk to the team about like energy and what that looks like, and what can this person bring to the table, and kind of your different roles and how important that is. And I think it's been pivotal for us. KK is one of the most unselfish kids you guys will ever meet. Like my mom and I talk, and I'm like, you can like her mom, like she's a good kid. Yeah. And so she's just always here for her team. She wants to do really well for the team, and she's genuinely happy. Like I think after the game, you were talking to her, and her first response was like, how about Allie Enright and what she did? And that's really truly who she is. So she's a special kid.
Yeah. All right, we've got more coming up in just a bit. The Aggies and the LSU Tigers, number 3 A&M, number 6 LSU, 6 o'clock on Friday, 2 o'clock Saturday, 1 o'clock Sunday. Advanced ticket sales have concluded now for all 3 games. These are going to be 3 rowdy, loud crowds. But I have been told that we strongly encourage people that don't have tickets, come to the gate buy those walk-up tickets, and come on into Davis Diamond. There will be some available. Students, you can get in with your student ID. Regardless, come on in and support. So, again, that's this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Much more of the Aggie Diamond Hour coming up in just a bit with Trisha Ford. We'll talk more Aggie softball when we return here from Rudy's. This is Aggie softball from Learfield. Head on over to your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com to place an order for their real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. And don't forget, Rudy serves made-to-order and grab-and-go breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. It's the Aggie Diamond Hour here from Rudy's, 504 Harvey Road in College Station, visiting with our head softball coach, Trisha Ford. Trisha, you had a comment in the presser yesterday that I thought was awesome, and apparently a lot of people on social media did too, because it is gone places. You were kind of asked about, the freshmen and sort of the lessons they've learned, and you brought up the comment about, them thinking they were having fun, and you sort of described y'all's version of fun. I would appreciate maybe if you kind of reiterate that a little bit and sort of explain it more, because I think it's a great insight into sort of what makes your programs special.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I would know it in my mouth, but
it's
okay.
It's good.
I just talked about when I think kids come into college athletics, or maybe even I should speak for us, Texas A&M, they want to have fun. And I'm like, well, what is fun to you? And they usually give me comments or responses that to us, I think, would not be fun. And so we explained a little bit of what fun really is. And to me, fun is putting in work, like grinding that sweat, the focus, and then going out and absolutely kicking somebody's tail. Like, that's fun. And so we were talking to them about, like, isn't this fun what we're doing right now? Yeah, that's what I think, right? And so I said, like, fun isn't like cheering and, I always say rainbows and unicorns. Like, I'm not a rainbow and unicorn kind of girl. So I want us to put in work, and then I want to go out and absolutely beat somebody's tail. And so I said, that's fun. And that to me is a life lesson. And so we talked a little bit of just when they first get here, we kind of let them try to figure it out because, they're giggly and, you just, and I'm like, this is not. And then they start to learn and understand what this looks like. And it's funny because some people are like, they're not allowed to have fun. They're not allowed to giggle. No, that's not what I said at all. Like, we actually are full of jokesters. We are a bunch of smart behinds, We have very dry humor, but you can do that and still work really hard. And I think that's where I feel like we bridge that old school feel to the new age of being able to have these really different relationships maybe with your athletes, but also expecting a lot out of them. I feel like that's like parenting 101. If you don't expect a lot out of them, then they're not going to perform at that level. So I think, it's really, really important that you tell them, like, this is my expectation and this is what I think you can do. And every day, it's important for you to come out and perform, because you owe yourself that. Like, you owe yourself that process of finding out who you really can be.
And then just quickly before the break, when you see that light switch flip for some of these freshmen here or ASU or wherever, that's got to feel pretty good that, that message that you've been preaching gets across.
Yeah, I tell them I'll talk to them then. So, no. No, it does. And then you start to see them, become students of the game and take pride. And really, I talk about this, finding your voice is one of the things that I talk about a lot. You start to see them just grow up in front of your eyes. Yeah.
All right, one final break, and we'll be back, and we'll scout the LSU Tigers when we return. Aggie softball against LSU this weekend at Davis Diamond. More of the Aggie Diamond Hour when we return to Rudy's. It's Aggie softball from Learfield. All right, wrapping up this edition of the Aggie Diamond Hour. Texas A&M and LSU again, 6 o'clock on Friday night, 2 o'clock on Saturday. That's a national television game, 1 o'clock on Sunday. And, Trisha, we were talking during the break, this LSU team, it's scary, at least statistically speaking. The Aggies and the Tigers seem so identical. What have you seen on film?
Yeah, I think, they have some power. They have some short game. They don't have, as much power, people would say, as they did last year, but they've got enough, And I would say the same thing about us. We don't have as much long ball power, but this past weekend we did. So
yes.
Maybe I'll challenge them a little bit to, yeah. But I think they pitch well. Burzon is an All-American. They got a lefty freshman, Heavner, that's, came in as a, preseason high school All-American. She might have been in the Gatorade National Player of the Year. I can't remember. But, she throws in the high 60s, lefty sweep. So we have a lot of left-handed hitters. So it'll be important for us. So obviously Georgia has 2 really good left-handed pitchers. And it was good practice for us, going into this weekend. So
Yeah, and I know you love being at home anytime, and this will be your first experience with LSU in College Station. They bring a lot of fans. I find that the LSU A&M games here are just there's so much energy. How critical can Davis Diamond be to success on the field this weekend?
Yeah, well, I think, when you look at both of our teams and we're so identical in a lot of areas, what can be the deciding factor? The 12th man.
Yes.
Yeah. I want it to be rowdy. I want it to be hard for LSU. I want us to be screaming the whole time. Yes, I like all of that. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right, hey, beat the hell out of LSU.
Beat the hell out of them.
All right, that's Trisha Ford. That's our Aggie softball coach against third-ranked Texas A&M, sixth-ranked LSU. Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Davis Diamond. All right, that'll do it for us here on this edition of the Aggie Diamond Hour. I want to thank Dawson Brown back at the studios in Jeff City. And for our producer, Kevin Menchow, here at Rudy's. Also for Coach Earley and for Bear Harrison for their portion of the show as well. And for Trisha, this is Matt. Hope to see everybody out at Bluebell tomorrow night for South Carolina and then over the weekend. And then the Aggie softball team as well against LSU. Everybody have a great rest of your week. And we'll talk to you again next time. You've been listening to Aggie Softball from Learfield.